Welcome to Podnutz Pro. This is the show where we take you from becoming that home PC working on viruses, expanding your knowledge so you can work on servers and routers and switches. Oh my. And could be a bear included there somewhere. To start the show, here's the man, the myth, the legend. The Saints probably need him to play on the defensive line. That's Matt Rainey. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing good. Hello, everyone. Yes, don't we won't mention the Saints right now, but yeah.
Oh, I'm doing good. Life's good. Can't complain. As my mom said, it could always be worse. So
Could always be worse. That is correct. Could always be worse.
yeah. All right. So what are we going to talk about today, Mr. Rainey?
I want to start off with a follow-up with the Exchange Active Sync with the notes. I know we had asked if somebody had some documentation they could provide. I know it's not possible, but I wanted to find some clear documentation that said it was not possible from an authoritative source such
Okay.
as Microsoft.
Now, for those that did not watch the last podcast, why is it that you were asking if someone had proof?
So we've got a lot of clients. You'd have to ask the developers. So I wanted to find some clear documentation. I was going back and forth with a Microsoft engineer through our partner support, and you have to be careful when you talk to these engineers how you phrase questions. My initial question was, I've got a, I'm trying to find out or get clear documentation if notes can be synced. And of course, their response was, well, we can't really speak for a third-party developer such as functionality in Exchange Active Sync to sync notes.
Okay.
And I have a link. I'll post that in the forums for whatever show number this is. And basically, what they sent me was a link to an Exchange Active Sync comparison table listing different mobile platforms and their capabilities. But in there is a little note that says, no, for all of them. So that to me is clear enough.
No,
So
and I agree. Now, I do use the notes feature in Outlook all the time, but I guess I don't depend on it that much if I needed to sync with my mobile device, you know?
right, and I have a few notes in there. So I know I said I didn't want an add-on app because what I was looking for was to see if it was built in.
Right.
But there are add-on apps, and I did get one and test one. It's called IM Exchange 2. It is free, and it works fine. I know in the documentation. So IM Exchange 2.
We live in a world where times no isn't, which I can understand. but no's not enough, and they want to know why. And then it's oh great, but then when they want proof, they say, all right, I've been working for you for so many years or whatnot. Just take my professional word for it. But here's your proof on paper. Thank you.
Right. Normally I tell them, well, if I don't know how to do it, it's not possible. So last week we also talked about why we shouldn't change size limits in Exchange, or why we shouldn't make them obscenely large.
Right.
We're going to go over quickly where to change those settings, because, like I said, 10 megabytes is too small. I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if I had my way, I would leave it at 10, because it's usually big enough for every day-to-day activities. But anyway, people want to change it.
I'll just inform when you are on your own that there's no audio. So give me 1 second. I was just paying attention to the chat room, so. Mm-hmm. Why are you not? Give me 1 second, Matt.
Okay.
Damn it. I know why now. Nope, it's all good. Appreciate you letting me know now instead of waiting in the show.
Yeah, because there'd be no show. At least not. Not tonight.
The unfortunate part is I've been showing you by yourself throughout the whole show.
Don't do that. Nobody wants to see that. Do you have a picture of like a squirrel or something?
I know. All right. Matt, you want to say a few things here?
Testing. The Saints are going to win Super Bowl no matter how the NFL tries to punish them for things that are made up. Testing.
Damn it. So fortunately, what did we talk about so far? We talked about a recap from last week.
We talked about the Exchange Active Sync.
Okay, you want to just reshoot the thing? We'll just keep it to a shorter version.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, because with you talking in and out, I really apologize, dude. I'm really sorry about that. Now? Yeah, it's good right now. And thank you for Enmascarado for letting me know. I didn't see, because if you look at my screen, I have like 12 different windows open. A chat room is in the background. I popped it up and said, "Hey guys, no audio."
Yeah, I have too many screens open too.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't seeing it.
I apologize. We'll keep it short and sweet, and we'll get back to the exchange limit rather quickly. So, alrighty. Steve, I seen you in the chat room. Sure, let me know, buddy. All right. So 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Podnutz Pro. This is the show where we take you, the home computer technician, you fix viruses, reinstall operating systems, and we expand your knowledge, servers and routers, and all type of networking terminology, so you can just be a better person, or a better technician, or the quality of life just increases. To start the show is Matt Rainey. How you doing today, sir?
I am doing fantastic. I've had a little break here to catch my breath the past few days. Not so hectic, so things are doing pretty good right now.
Outstanding. Yep. And work is work, and This week, not working that many hours as last week. Last week we hit over the 50 mark, but we're doing good this week. So, what are we talking about this week, sir?
The first thing I want to go over is the Exchange Active Sync follow-up from last week. So I know I asked people if they had any clear documentation, if Exchange Active Sync has the capability to sync notes natively. Went back and forth with some Microsoft engineers. We got some emails in to suggest a few things. I think all those were basically third-party apps, but what I was looking for was some documentation to see if it was possible or not, which I knew it wasn't. I wanted to know documentation that it was not possible. So I went back and forth with engineers, and they eventually sent me a link to a TechNet wiki, which basically is an Exchange Active Sync comparison table showing all the capabilities of different mobile platforms using Exchange Active Sync. And there's one section on there where one of the capabilities is notes, and has no's all across the board for all the mobile products. No. So that to me is good enough that Exchange Active Sync does not have the capability to sync notes to mobile devices. And we'll post that link in the forums for whatever show this is, so people can have access to that and check it out if any customers are questioning that. I did find there's quite a few third-party apps. One that I found that I liked that works pretty well is called IM Exchange 2. It's free, and it does sync fine. I tested it with Exchange 07, Exchange 2010, and it works fine. There is an add-on to the app that I think is $7, and what that does, it gives you constant syncing of your notes. The free version only syncs whenever you run the program.
See, but for note syncing, I suggest folks use Evernote or a similar third party. I don't know anyone. I do use Notes at work within my Outlook client, but I don't heavily depend on it. You, Matt?
No, not really. The notes I put in there, I usually put them in there for a reason. So when I was actually testing this, I saw notes that I created a long time ago that I thought, oh yeah, look at that. That note, that's a good note. So I've only got a few notes, but they are important notes that I don't want to lose.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, that is notes and Exchange everything. Hopefully, apparently it's possible because third-party add-on apps can do it. So maybe in a future release of Exchange or a future release of, I'm guessing if IM Exchange 2 can do this, they could make it to where their built-in apps do this. We'll see. And we'll see. So moving on. We talked last week about why we shouldn't change size limits in Exchange or make them really large. But unfortunately, you have to. Some business requirements, they make you do it, basically. We're not the decision makers, policy makers of the companies. We're the IT people, so we can advise them. We can try and guide them, but we can't make the end decision. So a lot of times you're going to have to change these limits, and we're going to deal with Exchange 2010. Exchange 2007 is pretty much the same, but we're going to, when I'm talking here, I'm envisioning Exchange 2010.
Okay.
Now, the request I usually get when I have to increase size limits is they don't want to increase the size limits for everybody. They've got a few personnel that need to be able to send or receive larger messages. So it's not usually global, all across the board, all employees need to do this.
Right. It's the VIPs or whatever company you're working for.
Yeah. But it's the perceived VIPs, right? So the first steps are the same because the way Exchange works, you have to raise the limit for everybody and then throttle back the people you want to limit. So in Exchange 2010, there's no way to leave the defaults and then say, have Mary send and receive larger. Because if the default is 10 and you want to set Mary to 30, you can't. The limits have to be raised to 30. So now she can do 30, and then you limit everyone else.
Okay.
That That's one mistake I see going back to Exchange